Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a sold-out and absolutely rocking Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Check. Walk 54. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Tight 26. 5.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. What did you see there on the defensive side? What allowed that good-sized run?
Well, they were in a cover 2 alignment, which means your 2 safeties are back away from the line of scrimmage. So if you can match up your blocking at the line, at the point of attack, there's usually some room, a big gap between that second level and third, and that's what they were able to exploit.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Flushed out right. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. A little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, tried to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
319.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Break. 54, right there. 54 Mike. I'm coming. Protein spill. Crunch. Switch it.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
18 Gator. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Shift. Watch the shift. Get it.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Now a hit and a loose football, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Here's Mostert. And some room to maneuver. 20. Touchdown, Packers. Raheem Mostert, 41 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And on a stage of this magnitude, the conference championship, so many early game jitters can happen, so that scores a big relief to a coach.
Yeah, no one wants to mention that in the locker room before the game. No one says, hey, don't fumble or don't do this because you don't want negative thoughts. That's why getting off to a good start is so huge for everyone. The first score in the conference title game, massive.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down, Kamara. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
You draw quarters. Hey, Charlie. 49, check 49, check. Come.
Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
This is brought in at the 21. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Mostert. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen.
Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. The 20. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
That was an interception. reception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Lutz with the extra point. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7.
Let's go. Do it.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
This is Mostert trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Third down.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Mike. Hey, 88. Line back.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. We were down there. That message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it 2nd down and 11.
Hey, check 26.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Looking deep for Jennings. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Mostert. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, watch the ball.
They'll throw out wide, complete to Sanders. And Sanders has it poked free. And this is picked up by the Saints.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. catch the ball, you know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
70, Indy. Check, go.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Let's go now. 60 yards.
Focus, defense, focus.
He'll drop to throw. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
And Sanders has got it complete. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. And this is good for a first down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
First down.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20.
Tighten up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 22, Rodgers.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Demario Davis in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. As a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, They're going to toss that flag, and they did there. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll drop to throw. They almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14.
Check curls, check curls. Slant. Hey, Sam off. Get it.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Za'Darius Smith in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They're to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers looking deep for Gabriel. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Za'Darius Smith, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack.
Check 43.
2nd and 13. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready, break. Go.
Let's go, dude. 44-yard line.
Rock it. Check. 5.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Hey, high 7. Get wide. Ready to go. Let's go.
2nd and long. And he's going to go down again. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking, and for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Rip left. Check 80 weapons. Whip. Watch the whip. Hey, seam 6.
2nd and 10. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Thomas, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch the twist.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's the 2nd and 7. And an alley to run. And he coughed it up. And the Packers pick it up. And he's got some space here. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Here we go. Check. Check out. Hot. Twist.
Inside.
No.
Wide left.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Exit. Hey, watch it. Check it back. Check. Hey, look, 3.
Right now. You got 58.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of the night, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
47-yard line.
Bennett, 258. 15. I got you. Check 3, check 3. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. Run, right! Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Shit, shit. Shit. Switch, switch, switch. Go right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Pitch there, and no chance either, as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
It's 3rd down.
Now this time Rodgers will throw. And Jennings has it. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a 1st down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers! Raheem Mostert saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game as his guys are able to regain the lead. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Extra point try now for Crosby. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Makes the score Packers 21, Saints 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Again, it's Kamara. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Open man is Henderson. That's complete. Well, this is good for a first down. His 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And avoids the contact by sliding. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back to throw now on first down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
Leo! Shoot!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll set up a throw. He may try and run for this. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
It's 4th down.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he finds Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I looked down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Saints on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, Jet. Under coach. Let's go.
Running with Kamara. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is Cook with a grab. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Back to throw here. Steps away to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. He'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47. 47 Mike. 47 Mike. Mike, hey, Zoo.
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Turn up. Kill. Back one. Check. Crunch.
61. Matchbox lights. To the 50.
From the 29, Rodgers. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And this is good for a 1st down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
At the 43-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Where y'all going? Check 26, check 26. Check 4, check 30. Hey, box truck, box truck. Mike, 55. Check 55. Mike, we didn't get that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints 13. And that run has to be so deflating for the defense. They needed the stop. That might put the icing on the cake.
Perfect word for it, because when an offense grinds a defense down and kind of takes their heart from them, and you see them start to sag, no better feeling for the team running the football.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Get 300. Get 300.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
319. I got 15. Watch the screen. Pass. 319.
The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And the 13-year man puts it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.